2. T-O-M. Teachers of Maat. Who am I? Today the scribe, been forever, but the name changes with the times. I come from a place where space is home. I go into realms where your face is gone. A change gon' come. As a teen, hypnotized deep in a sleep, party and slumber. 11 life path number, a life of death that's rebirth. Recall realities to reemerge. Soul purge, I'll lend you frequency like loan words. Before I teach, I spit a poem first. Step on stage, set the stage, car walking, set ablaze, divine fire. The body is divine attire, sewn from words, sound frequency, awakening dreams. Don't pinch me every day I wake up, it's a home birth. Start from zero to become the heroes. Cycles of time causes expansion of mind. Potential is exponential. Gain XP, what your power made of. I've had to face self, face to fate, a double fate. What will I make of the present? I'm just trying to pet heaven. Twice great, 2 arms up is none to wave. It's nothing to wave. God separate the waters from the waters. Genesis 1 and 6. See, that source is thousands of years prior to a Bible even existing. It's called the pet, word for heaven. Watchers of noon, primordial, pre-ordered, bringing order in order. Its law the scales will represent. A double gift, re-present, Ray is present. Ra, amen to the God inside. The crown will glow as consciousness grows. So what assignment are you on? Doubles. Bodies from walking. I do my best to do my best. Lead with the left, heart out my chest. By step out of the flesh. On my crown is the Nemez, Corona shining. I do my best to do my best. Lead with the left, heart out my chest. By step out of the flesh. On my crown is the Nemez, Corona shining. Serpent mind winding in alignment. Straight from Orion, the origins. Dig into the root, Kim originals, the oracle speaking. Your aura is gleaming. The sons of God, Amen, Ra. Who can't afford a reason to fall below your own means, meaning reaching beyond the firmament ceiling. I see linguistics tricking us deep into sleeping. The way we live inception, I must be dreaming. Doubles, double L, square root, mirrors, reverse the image. My grip is slipping. Almost forgot the point of the mission. Statement, point out all the contradictions. Blatant, truth lives where my eye is foundation. Yeah. Co-founded a nation, dictionary, study, spells can be scary. Etymology, this here is completion. Cycle circles, dualism, wisdom. I peddle flowers. 2 eyes are watching to see through the double realm I'm healing. Never out of what's within him. Infinite reasons, just like my brother Arcad. Always remain calm against demons. Death culture, to be alive here, it's a lie here. They crossed us into thinking that death isn't living. The lies are falling through my palms, arm wide, holes in my hand. The Pope's in command, I demand the throne back. Ancient teachings, I'm a throwback. Picture that, see this moment here is Kodak. So black, I see through lies. Why they hold that? Ocean motions, I'm flowing through noon in the boats of consciousness. My tongue is rolling, planting seeds, sowing. Neo speaking, untangled quantum DNA, spitting frequencies. I hear Christians scream hallelujah, and this ain't that the name of God is God. I must bring the order back, the scales are tipping. In the court of Allah, moonshine, Tehuti is Shah. This here is Ptah, bulldozing, the one chosen. Focus, when the light hits you, just open like lotus. Melt your mind when in mind time is frozen. Blow minds, my mind is golden. Coat me in gold, I've got a gold coat round me like I'm Tutankhamun. Like his, when you spell my name, put 3 lines in. Scribe, presenting the law's findings. Who's he? I me, an echo of Tehuti. Yes, I do my best to do my best. Lead with the left, heart out my chest. By step out of the flesh. On my crown is the Nemez, Corona shining. We do our best to do our best. SCRIIIBE Sessions Volume 1. for the record. Open your eye in alignment with time and you'll see the truth like it's a physical thing. From the darkness I arise, so it's not a surprise when you learn of the light that I bring. As above, so below, I find a rhythm and flow as I grow with the pendulum swing. This is the matrix where everyone's faking they sleep here in life while we wake up in dreams. Shedding the skin like a serpent, this work makes it worth it. Attaining a purpose while searching internal, examine what all is in me. Most will not make it there, so can I take it? Reality shaking, you've seen what I've seen. Reap what you sow, with the weavers of speech, achievers, and this is the read 'em and weed 'em. You cannot read in vibrations that none of them speak. Walk a metal netter, light is feather is heavy to learn that your will isn't free. Natural willing, I continue to lead with my evils. I'm sweeping my consciousness clean. Training in realms that are unseen. My aura is some set fire to all of the fiends. Stand on my eye, this is all seeing. I we supply 93, that means we are supreme. Healing through tones on my senses, connecting in this year. Wealthy is health, this is green. This is illusion, reality veiled in delusion. Thoughts become intrusive, it's foolish to not know by now that it ain't what it seems. This is way more than belief. I see clearly the lies. My six senses of sight are hypnotized. No wonder everyone sleeps. It's time to set off the alarms. The performance self-harm. Don't you know you're a star? God in human form and you rise with the beast. More than man. Bread in my hand, that's the Lord in hand. Heard what I said, Lord, live in the man. Light is sought after, it's in the man. Come from the inundation lands. Light is sought after, it's in the man. Come from the inundation lands. We ain't the same man. Record keeper. Seeing the state of the planet, the damage, the famines expanding beyond your belief. I see they landed, they've handed the people a cannon and aiming it right at your feet. Blowing the hole where you're standing, creating the panic. The tactical planning is deep. Teaching you're only a man and that God is in heaven, the seventh outside of your reach. If you're the question, they'll call you a manic, frantic, erratic, depression, demonic. When you're teaching through the magical speech, they'll call you serpent, the one in the garden. Pardon my knowledge for having the knowledge and prowess to see. He really told the truth to Adam and Eve. You'll have to distinction between good and evil if you eat of the fruit of the tree. Now you're a god, open your eye, cleansing yourself so that now you can see. They stole the stories and twisted them like it's a spliff. They put the fire to leaves, I put the fire to speech. I put the fire to heat. We don't do liars and thieves, they just desire to greed. This is my record to keep, this is my throne. You cannot sit in my seat, and I command it. I give more than 10 commandments. This is the law of attraction, and we have infinite stamina. My stage is where I'm standing. This is my eye, God is in me. I only keep goddesses with me. They are the magical beings, they are the holy ones, birthing the gods. We're overcoming the odds. We are the even and odd. They're in the odds, we're in the all. Ancestors answer my prayers, forever grateful. I will forever say thank you. Inspiration to awake the sleepers. Record keeper, more than man. Bread in my hand, that's the Lord in hand. Heard what I said, Lord, live in the man. Light is sought after, it's in the man. Come from the inundation lands. Light is sought after, it's in the man. Come from the inundation lands. We ain't the same man. Record keeper, more than man. Bread in my hand, that's the Lord in hand. Heard what I said, Lord, live in the man. Light is sought after, it's in the man. Come from the inundation lands. Light is sought after, it's in the man. Come from the inundation lands. We ain't the same man. Record keeper.
You and your family health and prosperity. May your monument be established on the foundations of Maat, and may you rise and come forth as conscious light, like the divine Ra, who rise and shine forever on Maat.
I look outside in awe, I see our people double-minded. People meaning creature, don't ignore the signage. Voices lead, though flying silent. Observation with my eye open eyelid. Look outside in awe, I see our people double-minded. People meaning creature, don't ignore the signage. Voices lead, though flying silent. Observation with my eye open eyelid. I am him, king, crown, rings, Nesu, I am in. Mindset of when fighting jinns. Sword, swang, samurai, I am Shem. Su, Hor, son of Heru, I am him. King, crown, rings, Nesu, I am in. Mindset of when fighting jinns. Sword, swang, samurai, I am Shem. Su, Hor, son of Heru. Words powerful, Hekau. See, prove you can feel the roots. Gone, just look up, I am proof. Breaking doors down, make some room. But I is now speaking through me and trust me. Hotep. Hotep, peace and love. Peace and love, everyone. Welcome to the House of Aten. before we get started, we'll start with the affirmation, and then we'll introduce the brothers on the panel. All right, on the count of 3. 1, 2, 3. Anki en Maat, un en es, nin tet aset en Maat, min hapapet en Maat, her en hu kiui, per e kut. I live for Maat, I exist within her. I do not speak in the place of Maat. Every day I advance towards Maat. My being is surrounded in darkness. I come forth as conscious light. All right. Welcome, everyone, to the House of Aten. This is, we have something new that we are doing. As you all know, this is a Tuesday. We usually stream on Sunday, but we wanted to bring something special and provide opportunity for the great Kuru, which are the members of the House of Aten. So we are here. My name is Ptah Aten Tehuti. I am the scribe of the House of Aten. I look forward to seeing what we have in store for today. Tuan Hinu to everyone who is here with us. The great brother Atef Rimkim Maat. He is currently in travels, so when he gets safely to his destination, he should be joining us. But Hotep and Hinu to Atef Rimkim Maat, get to where you are going safely. The great Techetu of the House of Aten, who hosts the study guide Sunday classes that we provide. And I'll pass the mic to the great brother Menkhu Arab Meri Maat, and let him introduce himself, the head Maat, the festivities organizer of the House of Aten, and let him speak to you all. And then we'll have the wonderful guest of the House of Aten today, the Kuru, the wonderful Nefer Kerb, the House of Aten, Anu, and we'll also let him introduce himself with his tone. So peace, good brother Menkhu Arab.
Peace, Ptah. Peace to Anu. I am Menkhu Arab. I'm a student of the master teacher Saba Tehuti. I'm in Hotep Ra, and I am a follower of Maat. I am the head, the festivity organizer in the House of Aten. I am one that does things around cultural enlightenment and teaching. I'm the developer of the Pathways of Awakening. I am a director and producer of documentaries, and I am really interested in research and studying of ancient civilizations. And I also am very interested in the knowledge of spells. Welcome, everybody, to our first Tuesday stream, and I will pass it to Anu.
Hotep great brothers, I'm Anu. I'm a Kuru. I've come today to share a class that I have created on Marduk. I am a student under the Saba Tehuti, the netter, the living netter. I am a follower of Maat, and I'm here every single day to advance myself towards Maat continuously. Hotep, Uncle Jasaneb.
All right, wonderful, Uncle Jasaneb. Let's give a shout out to the first person that we see here in the chat, who has become a YouTube supporter and member, a part of the Meru, who is also a Kuru, a great, wonderful member of the House of Aten. We have Boss Fee, who has became a YouTube member. So let's give him a big round of applause for that.
You see, that's how it's done.
Yes, to our good brother Boss Fee, for supporting the channel and for supporting the House of Aten the way that you do. Great brother, very consistent brother, and we appreciate you. And for those who may be inquiring about what this is right here, If you look right next to the subscribe button, there's a button that says join, and it allows you to be a part of the subscription of the House of Aten YouTube, which is another way to support the House of Aten. You get some wonderful perks as well. And all of the YouTube members they get all of the videos that we post that aren't lives. They'll get them first. So there's a lot of videos and classes that we have lined up that will be being posted, and all of the YouTube members will be getting those first. And you get some wonderful Nefer emojis as well. As you see, Boss Fee has Saba Tehuti next to his name. All right. And so I want everyone to, before we get started and we give the cur to Brother Anu, I'm gonna run through a few announcements, and also want to make sure I have the banner going across the bottom so everyone knows of the support reciprocity system that the House of Aten is producing and that we practice because we are followers of Maat. So for all of you who are regulars and a part of the House of Aten, you all know. So for all of the new people, we have 2 support links, and they're posted at the top of the chat. Cash App and PayPal, House of Aten, and you see it scrolling down there at the bottom. And it's also in the bio for those who may be watching on the playback. So if you appreciate anything about what the great brother Anu brings forth and what you are seeing from the House of Aten, please support us as we are continuously expanding and growing. We have some phenomenal announcements coming very soon for everyone. It's a beautiful thing. So Tuan Hinu to all the great supporters. And here is the QR codes for those who may be watching on the TV or watching on your computer, and you want to just pull your phone out and pull out your camera. You can put your camera up to this QR code. The link will pop up. It'll take you directly to it, so you don't have to type anything. So yes, be sure to support the House of Aten, and we appreciate and love all of our supporters, the Meru of the House of Aten. All right, we want to give a shout out as well to all the people on Rumble, because we stream our classes simultaneously on Rumble as well. So we run on 2 platforms simultaneously. So Hinu to everyone who's watching on Rumble and who also support on Rumble as well. We appreciate you all. Make sure you all follow this platform as well, because YouTube a lot of times will sometimes classes can come down. Certain parts of the classes maybe have to be edited out. So Rumble is far less restrictive. So everything always remains up in its entirety on Rumble. So everyone make sure that you are there as well. I want to also make sure everyone is a part of the Discord community. The link is in the bio. Hit that link in the bio. Join the Discord. There's new people coming in constantly. So it's a beautiful thing. Many people are watching the playbacks of a lot of our classes and coming in fresh and new into Maat and attempting to find where they belong. And if you come into the Saba of the House of Aten, Saba meaning doorway, you'll find yourself in a place that's very much like home and reminds you of where you're supposed to be. So Tuan Hinu to everyone who's coming in, who's going traversing up their pathway and journey to truth. We appreciate and invite you all here. All right, and I definitely want to also put up Medunetter Monday class. Right now, there is a pause on Medunetter Monday class, but there are 65 classes that are recorded, 3 to 4 hours long each class. So if you all are not familiar with the Tehuti pod class, for those who find Ma'at through the House of Aten, Saba Tehuti is our Saba, which means teacher, and it also means a student. And he is the leader who brought forth the consciousness of the Natiru back in today's consciousness, and that is what we represent. And he hosts a pod class every single Saturday at 2 p.m. Pacific time. So make sure you all subscribe to the Tehuti pod class, and email mysticaltelevision@gmail.com, 1:30 Pacific time every Monday. That's the time that it used to be before it was on a pause. When it comes back, there'll be some changes. Metanet or magic. And so we have 65 classes for you all to start to collect. Very, very powerful and beautiful classes. All right. So I want to show, okay, here we go. Caleb S. Caleb S has become a YouTube member. Let's give him a round of applause. All right, to Caleb for leading by example. That's where's my.
You see, that's how it's done.
That's how it's done right there. You show it, and when you support, you go ahead and do that. So Tua for leading by example. Caleb, and you're a wonderful supporter, and we appreciate you coming forth and supporting Maat the way that you do. All right, and I also want to show a support that came in as well. Let's give a hotep to Kenneth Cotton, who says, "Hotep family, peace and blessings. I'm a little late, just getting off work. Open hands and closed fists." All right, that's great. We're just getting started. So you're here, perfect timing. All right, and let me. We have Nukpu in the building. Hinu, Hotep, Karu, Per Aten, Shimsu, Natiru, Meri, Maat. Hotep Hinu to you. This is a wonderful Karu, another member of the House of Aten, very powerful Nefer Aku energy consciousness, who will do some amazing things for this planet. So Hotep to you, good brother Nukpu. And we also have to give a shout out to ANTU as well. As you see, Anu and ANTU, they are in complete sync with each other. ANTU says, Hinu, HOA, Ku, Siamiu, Maat at Kord, Bet Sin Isfet. Sun, Blue Heart, Key, Door, Dragon, Serpent, Flame, Wing of Maat, praises HOA, the shining ones who live upon right and truth. Without deceit, they abominate wickedness. With a smiling sun face, a blue heart, a key to the door, a snake, and a flame. Hotep Antu, she is one of our social media managers. So for those of you who follow us on social media, Instagram, Facebook, TikTok as well, we're working some things and figuring out the best way to bring forth this content to you all as we continue to expand and bring forth. But Antu is wonderful. She does a lot of wonderful videos for the Instagram and YouTube. And I need to make an overlay flyer for those as well. So I'll put that on my list so you all can see that. But the links are also in the bio. So all of our links are in the bio. Hit those links. Follow us on those platforms. We're going to have some amazing things coming forth. So Tua Hinu to Antu. And Nefer Keperet is here, our other social media manager. Nefer Medu, Nefer Antu with a bouquet, which is the word for Ankh. Ankh is a bouquet of flowers, giving life. So Hinu to Nefer Keperet, one of the other Nefer social media managers. These two sisters are excellent and being very consistent and diligent with creating this content for us, to put us on these social platforms, to take these long classes, compress them down into a few minutes, because that's where everyone is at this point in time. So we have to go to where the people are at and bring them here. So Tua, they have absolutely extremely important jobs, and we appreciate and give you honor for doing what you all are doing. Nefer Keperet and ANTU. All right, and we have the great brother Oxafek, Hotep Maat. Looking forward to this class. Henu Anu for bringing this forth. Henu per Aten. And speaking of Oxafek, the great brother is another one who leads by example, a wonderful brother. And so he has sent in support 1572 for 312. This class here, Tua, Nefer, Senu, Hotep, Meri. Tua Oxafek, we appreciate you. You are extremely consistent, and the first one to support outside of the Sunday classes, the first one to support this class here on Tuesdays, which is, these are classes that we want to bring forth and provide to all of the Karu. And I also see forth Oxafek, the calm one with the axe, bringing forth some wonderful teachings as well, because he is a wonderful student. And that is Saba is a student and a teacher. So Hotep, Tua, Oxafek, for your support. All right. So yes, we have some wonderful announcements we'll be making in the coming weeks. houseofaten.org is where these announcements will be shown forth and proven. But in the meantime, I want you all to go there. For those who have not done this yet, I see many of you have signed up for the newsletter and creating an account because we see the point system down there. So let me share my screen. House of Aten. This is what I'm giving y'all a sneak peek into the back. I ain't gonna go into nothing. I'll just go into the useful sources here, where you'll also be able to do your studies here on the House of Aten. We got the dictionaries on here, Middle Egyptian Dictionary, the Purim Haru for you all to study here directly from the House of Aten. But I don't want to show y'all this section of the website yet. Let me go to the other side to show you all what I wanted to show you initially, but you all got a sneak peek behind. All right.
Sure for that.
Nini Ook. Okay. House of Aten, ATTON.com.org. Okay, here we go. Let me present, share screen, and go here. Okay. Here's where you put in your email address to begin creating your account and earning loyalty points and becoming part of the newsletter. So when we start back up, we'll start sending the newsletter out again. But everything is being transferred over and completely built up from scratch. Okay, and here's also where you can find our social platforms: Instagram, House of Aten; Facebook, House of Aten; TikTok, House of Aten. Okay, so everyone, make sure you go here. I had the great brother Boss Fee. He sent me a message. He said, "Hey, what's the store password?" I'm trying to get into the store. I said, hold on, great brother. We gotta still building it up. So when it's done, you won't need this password here to get into the store, the House of Aten store. So, okay. All right. Big Vapes. Peace. Good. Big Vapes. FKA Righteous. Hotep, good brother. Good to see you here. And Jay Kirkland. Henu to the panel. Henu to the classroom. Henu Saba Tehuti, Henu HOA, Henu Keru, Aut, Henu Maat, Nefer Sakim, Meri Maat. Straight metal netter tones, beautiful tones. All right. So let's pass the curd. Let's give the ore to the great brother Anu. And the floor is yours. The floor is yours. Let's bring you up here. And everyone, make sure you're ready to take notes. So peace and love, Hotep. Make sure you all supporting the class. And Henu. All right, great brother.
To all very much. To both of you very much. I'm about to screen share right now. Can you see my screen?
Yes, let me pull it up for you. Okay, there you go.
To all very much. Okay, I will begin my class now. Hotep, Selim, Hamin, and Kingi means welcome, hello, good day, may you have good health. Welcome to the House of Aten's first teaching on the Anunnaki Marduk, brought into existence. This class was brought into existence by me, Anu. Here you have the House of Aten logo. Here is a question for the class. If you came to the reading the other day, then you might know some answers to this question, but who is Marduk? I just want to see what people know. They're going to say he's Ra or something like that, or Tooty's brother. What are they going to say? I don't know. So who is Marduk? A question for the class. I might be a little behind, so I have to wait to read some replies. Antu said, an Anunnaki. Let's see. What's Menkhu know? Who's Marduk? What do you know about Marduk? What's Ani know about Marduk? Okay, Caleb said Anunnaki, son of the gods. Anxofek said Avenger of the Anunnaki, killer of Tiamat. Okay, these are some great answers. Antu said some say Sumerian god. Okay.
The son of Anu and Antu.
Okay, son of Anu and Antu. Menkhu said, I don't know much about Marduk. Menkhu got that pure child energy. Okay. I will move on now. Who is Marduk? Who's this? Wait a second. Wait, did anybody here say these people? Who are these folks? These look like some purest Fetians, don't they? Oh my gosh. You got some star back there, upside down star, the Baphomet star. He's throwing up the V like he's in a Masonic gang. This one's over here. You got the Iron Cross, got the Gaustag. You seen this German symbol here? All these. My gosh, these dudes are scary. Some dudes in nightmares, some fiends you'd have to take out. Is this who Marduk is? I don't know. You look up Marduk online and this is what you get. Look at this band right here. These dudes, 4 of these dudes, looking like they're straight out of a horror movie. You have a whole bunch of pictures here of Marduk. Only one of them is actually him. But what majorly pops up is this band. If you research Marduk, you'll come across all types of crazy, scary stuff about this band. So it's very interesting. Nobody said it was this crazy band. No, that band, that is not Marduk. Marduk is not a fiend band. For all the people that are going to look up Marduk and see this video, Marduk is not a fiend band. When searching for Marduk, pictures such as that will pop up showing these Masonic culture vultures. It's absolutely disturbing. It kind of scared me when I was doing my research. Happy nothing like that popped up in my Upesh. But Marduk is not those Isfetians. The real Marduk is right here. This right here is the real Marduk. Here's a stele of Marduk, the statue of Marduk on a KUDURRA stele of the Babylonian king Melishapak, 12th century BC. Here's Marduk right here. This is really Marduk, not some racist Germans with face paint on promoting the Aryan race. Nope. It's this man right here on top of his dragon. His dragon right here. That's something else, so that's a different class. Here is his symbol, the spade. Here's Marduk on the KUDURRA stele. So who is Marduk? In Apsu was Marduk born. Ea, his father, begat him. Damkina, his mother, bore him. He is the son Anunnaki, the son Anunnaki of the Anunnaki. A mighty son, the avenger of his father. He who hastens to war, the slayer of Tiamat, the king of the Anunnaki, the warrior Marduk. Here is the story I read on Sunday. This is an English translation from W.G. Lambert. It says, in the chamber of destinies, the room of the archetypes, the wisest of the wise, the sage of the gods, Bel was conceived. In Apsu was Marduk born. In pure Apsu was Marduk born. Ea, his father, begat him. Damkina, his mother, bore him. He sucked the breast of the goddesses. A nurse reared him and filled him with terror. His figure was well developed. The glance of his eyes was dazzling. His growth was manly. He was mighty from the beginning. Anu, his father's begetter, saw him. He exulted and smiled, his heart filled with joy. Anu rendered him perfect. His divinity was remarkable. And he became very lofty, excelling them in his attributes. His members were incomprehensibly wonderful, incapable of being grasped with the mind, hard even to look on. Four were his eyes, four were his ears. Flames shot forth as he moved his lips. His 4 ears grew large, and his eyes likewise took in everything. His figure was lofty and superior in comparison with the gods. His limbs were long. His nature was superior. AMAR.UTU, the sun god of the gods. He was clothed with the aura of the 10 gods. So exalted was his strength. The 50 dreads were loaded upon him. Marduk is known as a mighty son, the avenger of his father, and known as he who hastens to war, the warrior Marduk. And here it says a mighty son, the avenger of his father, he who hastens to war, Marduk. This is one of the many things Marduk was known for. Due to his haste to war, he is summoned by his father Ea to be the warrior that faces Tiamat. Ea summoned him to his private chamber to explain to him his plans. Marduk, give counsel, listen to your father. You are my son who gives me pleasure. Go reverently before Ansar. Speak, take your stand, appease him with your glance. Bel rejoiced at his father's words. So here we can see, because Marduk is a warrior, because he hastens to war, he does not hesitate to go to war. He goes to war on behalf of his family. He does what he needs to do. He is a warrior. Because of this attribute he has, he becomes the one that Ea calls upon, because he knows that he will answer the call. He proceeded to have battle with Tiamat and her army, slaying her, Tiamat, and causing her army to retreat. Yet they were trapped in a snare, causing them to become imprisoned by Marduk. So here we can see, while the battle gods were sharpening their weapons of war, Tiamat and Marduk, the sage of the gods, came together, joining in strife, drawing near to battle. Bel spread out his net and he meshed her. He let loose the evil wind, the rear guard in her face. Tiamat opened her mouth to swallow it. She let the evil wind in so that she could not close her lips. The fierce winds weighed down her belly. Her inwards were distended and she opened her mouth wide. He let fly an arrow and pierced her belly. He tore open her entrails and slit her inwards. He bound her and extinguished her life. He bound her and extinguished her life. He threw down her corpse and stood on it. After he had killed Tiamat the leader, her assembly dispersed, her host scattered. Her divine aides, who went beside her in trembling fear, beat a retreat. They to save their lives. But they were completely surrounded, unable to escape. He bound them and broke their weapons, and they lay enmeshed, sitting in a snare, hiding in corners, filled with grief, bearing his punishment, held in prison. So here we can see, like Oxofek said, Marduk is the slayer of Tiamat. That is another thing he is known for being the slayer of Tiamat. He killed Tiamat when no one else could. He saves the rest of the Anunnaki from destruction due to his success in his battle with Tiamat and her army, thus becoming the avenger of his father or fathers. And upon completion of his mission, he becomes the king of all the Anunnaki. So the reason why Marduk has the title the avenger of his father is because he is the one to kill Tiamat and save the rest of the Anunnaki from death. That is a very big thing, because if he never came and never was hasty to war, he would not be the one to slay Tiamat, and the rest of the Anunnaki possibly could have all died. And if all of them had died, then we would not be here. There'd be no mankind, because there would be no Anunnaki. Well, the Anunnaki that made us to make us, they'd be dead. This is why Marduk, another reason why he is very important, and the important role he has in our history and in human history as a whole, the Earth's history as well. So after he slays Tiamat, he becomes the king of all the Anunnaki, becomes known as the avenger of his father. It says, now the 11 creatures to which Tiamat had given birth, and he broke their weapons and bound them, the creatures at his feet. He made images of them and stationed them at the gate of Apsu, to be a sign never to be forgotten. The gods saw it and were jubilantly happy. That is Lahu, Lahamu, and all his fathers. Ansar embraced him and published abroad his title, Victorious King. Anu, Enlil, and Ea gave him gifts. Mother Damkina, who bore him, hailed him. With a clean festival robe, she made his face shine. To Ushmu, who held her present to give the news, he entrusted the vizierate of the Apsu and the care of the holy places. The Gigi assembled, and all did obedience to him. Every one of the Anunnaki was kissing his feet. They all gathered to show their submission. They stood, they bowed down, behold the king. Lahmu and Lahamu opened their mouths and addressed the Gigi gods. Previously, Marduk was our beloved son. Now he is your king. Heed his command. Next, they all spoke together. His name is Lugal de Merankia. Trust in him. When they had given kingship to Marduk, they addressed to him a benediction for prosperity and success. Henceforth, you are the caretaker of our shrine. Whatever you command, we will do. So we can see in these various different texts from the Enuma Elish, from the story I read the other day, just translated by W.G. Lambert, that after his slaying of Tiamat, after being hasty and going to war, slaying Tiamat, he becomes known as the avenger of his father, and then is next crowned king on behalf of a deal he has made to kill Tiamat. Due to him completing his side of the deal, the other Anunnaki completed theirs, and he then became the king of the Anunnaki. Now here is another question for the class. Based on someone's own research or the reading from the other day, most of you might know this, but I'd like to see, what is the famous city associated with Marduk? And a hint is it's in the Bible verse, Jeremiah 51:44. So I will wait for answers to come into the chat to see what is the famous city associated with Marduk. I'm looking for one particular city. Let's see what the chat remembers. Let's see what they've been researching. Caleb said Babylon. ANTU said, I know this answer because I watched you make this. I can't say, lol. That's true. Jason Kirkland said Babylon, Balabila. Amun Min Rasut Atum said Babylon. Oxafek said Babylon, Babili. Oh, y'all good. You guys are good. Okay. I'm gonna keep going. Let's see if you are all right. Babylon's the answer. Okay, let's see. Let's see if it is Babylon. The answer is Babylon. Congratulations to everybody. Wow, that was never. The answer is Babylon. Here on the left, we can see a picture of Babylon. Here, right here, these are ruins. These walls, they were ruins, but they have been reconstructed. This is a picture of the ruins of Babylon, and this is a picture of one of the famous gates that was in Babylon called the Gate of Ishtar or Inanna. There's various gates like this around. So the city was not originally just all desert like this, all brown. It had color to it. It had various different things around it. I chose these pictures specifically because they were reliable. A lot of other pictures are, I do not know if they're correct or not. But they do know that the Gate of Ishtar Inanna looked like this. And here's Babylon right now. You can go there right now and go look at it, depending on how safe it is. So the answer is Babylon. And here we can see Lubima, Shum, Shu, Babeli, Bit, At, Ilani, Ubuti. I shall call its name Babylon, the home of the great gods. So Ankh-Sofek said it, and Jason Kirkland, I think he meant to say this, Babili, that Babylon was actually called Babili. That's something that most people don't know. I'm happy to know that people in the chat knew. Well, you go talk to random people on the street, you go talk to some Bible believer or something like that, to talk about Babylon or Babylon's evil, burn Babylon, all that stuff, and they don't even call it its real name, which is Babili. So, yeah. Well, some of you might be asking, what was that verse I was talking about, which would be the hint. I wanted to give a hint to some of the people who are possibly in the Bible in their past. Me personally, I was never into the Bible. I only went to church when I was a kid and stuff like that. So I didn't really know any of the Bible stuff, but I want to give a hint. So this was the hint. In Jeremiah 51:44, it says, I will punish Bel in Babylon. I will punish Bel in Babylon and make him spew out what he has swallowed. The nations will no longer stream to him, and the wall of Babylon will fall. So right here we can see they call Marduk Bel. This is one of his names. It means Lord and Kingi. And this is a proof of their thievery. And they don't even put the real name. They put Babylon. That's how I read it. Babylon. People say Babylon, Babylon. It's actually Babili right here. And supposedly somebody's going to go and try to punish Marduk. Good luck. But I don't want nothing to do with that. I don't want nothing to do with that. So here's perfect proof of their thievery and also their demonization of powerful deities, because here they're putting in people's minds that someone like Bel is bad and Babylon is bad, which if you've been following along with the story or done your own research, they are not bad unless you come from a point of view of a fake god. So now, what would you do if I told you the city of Babylon was built on the orders and command of Marduk himself and built by the hands of the Anunnaki Gigi themselves? So I'll read that again, because that is a bold statement right there to say that Babylon was built on the orders of an Anunnaki himself. To other people, the principal can't give the order and can't build, and I don't know. But I will show you shortly that Babylon was built on the orders of Marduk himself and built by the hands of the Anunnaki Gigi themselves, not by principles floating around, by flesh and blood beings. These beings built this city that they demonize in the Bible, and that Rastafarians smoking the ganja, they demonize and all that stuff. So if they want to demonize it, I hope they know Marduk and the Anunnaki are real, and that you don't want to mess with them if they're real, because they built this city. And I can't remember the last time I built a city. I don't know anybody that has built a city. So I will show the facts. I will show the story itself. Marduk opened his mouth to speak and addressed the gods, his fathers. Above the Apsu, the emerald abode, opposite ISHTAR, which I built for you, beneath the celestial parts, whose floor I made firm, I will build a house to be my luxurious abode. Within it, I will establish its shrine. I will found my chamber and establish my kingship. When you come up from the Apsu to make a decision, this will be your resting place before the assembly. When you descend from heaven to make a decision, this will be your resting place before the assembly. I shall call its name Babylon, Babili, the home of the great gods. Here is Marduk speaking with his own mouth, not a principle or a myth or anything like that. A real flesh and blood being that is incomprehensible, speaking out of their own mouth, saying that he will build a house to be his luxurious abode. This is why Babylon is so much associated with him, because he gave the command for it to be his house. My house is nowhere near the size of Babylon. I don't know anybody with the house the size of Babylon. So that's a huge house. He gave the command himself. The Anunnaki opened their mouths and addressed their Lord Marduk. So the Anunnaki say to Marduk, "Now, Lord, seeing you have established our freedom, what favor can we do for you?" So the Anunnaki are asking Marduk, what can we do for you? Let us make a shrine of great renown. Your chamber will be our resting place wherein we may repose. Let us erect a shrine to house a pedestal wherein we may repose when we finish the work. When Marduk heard this, he beamed as brightly as the light of day. He says to them, "Build Babylon, the task you have sought. Let bricks for it be molded and raise the shrine." Here are the Anunnaki themselves saying, "What can we do for you, Marduk? Because you have saved us. and he tells them to build Babylon. Wow, that is special. That place that is now ruined has a whole different meaning now. It has been built by the Anunnaki. It says here the Anunnaki wielded the pick, like a pickaxe, breaking up rock. They wielded the pick for 1 year. They made the needed bricks. When the second year arrived, they raised the peak of Ishagil, a replica of Apsu. They built the lofty temple tower of the Apsu. And for Anu, Enlil, Ea, and him, they established it as a dwelling. He sat in splendor before them, surveying its horns, which were level with the base of Ishara. After they had completed the work on Ishagil, all the Anunnaki constructed their own shrines. So here is the source in the Enuma Elish that Babylon was built by the Anunnaki themselves with their own hands. Anybody ever tried to tell you their principles? Ask them how the principal built a city with their own hands and wielded the pick and worked for 2 years. I don't know. I don't comprehend those people. But here, right here, we can see that not just was it built by the Anunnaki, but it was brought into existence from the words of Marduk. The Anunnaki did not like to work. It was too stressful on them. However, they respected Marduk so much that they themselves still worked for 2 years to build this city that Isfetines want to demonize inside of the Bible. So that's a bomb. Absolutely. We learned from Sabatuti that our DNA has been spliced by the Anunnaki, and that Ea Enki was the scientist Anunnaki behind this. But where did this idea come from? Who was the one to give the command? So in Sabatuti's class that had to do all with the Anunnaki, it was a Nefer class, he teaches some stuff that he's been waiting for a long time to teach. And one of those things is the splicing of DNA. If you want to learn more about that, you can go and watch his class. Sabatuti did the best and the only job anyone has done in that subject because he is immaculately unique. So you can go see in that class that he teaches about the splicing of human DNA, and he shows sources, multiple sources, showing Ea Enki being the scientist behind the splicing of human DNA, the jumping of evolution. Now, my question is, where did the idea come from? Who was the one to give the command? Did Enki just go like, I'm gonna make people because the Anunnaki don't want to work? But like, where did this come from? Well, I'll show you where it came from. The idea and command was given by Marduk. When Marduk heard this God's speech, he conceived a desire to accomplish clever things. He opened his mouth addressing Ea. Marduk opened his mouth. He opened his mouth addressing Ea. He counsels that which he had pondered in his heart. He says, I will bring together blood and form bone. I will bring into being Lulu, whose name shall be man. I will create Lulu man, on whom the toil of the gods will be laid, that they may rest. I will skillfully alter the organization of the gods. Here is Marduk himself saying in the Enuma Elish that he wanted to bring together blood and form bone, that he will bring into being Lulu man. He said it, and he's telling it to Enki, the scientist, his father. Though they are honored as one, they shall be divided into two. Ea answered as he addressed a word to him, expressing his comments on the resting of the gods. Ea says, let one brother of theirs be given up, that he may perish and people may be fashioned. Let the great gods assemble, and let the guilty one be given up, that he may be confirmed. Marduk assembled the great gods, using gracious direction as he gave his order. As he spoke, the gods heeded him. The king addressed a word to the Anunnaki. Marduk says, your former oath was true indeed. Now also tell me the solemn truth. Who is the one who instigated warfare? Who made Tiamat rebel and set battle in motion? Let him who instigated warfare be given up, that I may lay his punishment on him. But you sit and rest. The Gigi, the great gods, answered him. That is Lugal-Adim Mer-Anakia, the counselor of the gods, their lord. The Gigi, the Anunnaki, they say to Marduk, they say, Ki-Ingu is the one who instigated warfare, who made Tiamat rebel and set battle in motion. They bound him, Ki-Ingu, they bound him, holding him before Ea. They inflicted the penalty on him and severed his blood vessels. From Ki-Ingu's blood, from his blood, he, Ea, created mankind. So here still says Ea created mankind. He was the scientist behind it, but the idea came from his son Marduk. And they used Ki-Ingu's blood. Here we can see that the creation of Lulu, mankind, was a command given by Marduk to his begetter, his father, Ea Enki, and that from the blood of the rebellious Kingu did Ea fashion mankind. Wow. So here we can see the command was given by Marduk, and that if we remember from the beginning of the story of the Enuma Elish, after Apsu is killed, there are certain Igigi and Anunnaki who are talking to Tiamat, and they are saying, you do not love us because she let Apsu die. They are saying, you did nothing when he died. Like, go and make war. Go do this. Go do that. And she ended up doing it. Well, here, due to one of Enki's idea, Enki heard from Marduk that he should create man. Ea feels that they should create man with the blood of the one who started Tiamat's rebelliousness. And the person in the beginning of the story doesn't say it, so it kind of leaves as a cliffhanger. But here at the end of the story, it explains it. It says Ki-Ingu is the one who instigated warfare, who made Tiamat rebel and set battle in motion. It was Ki-Ingu who was talking in Tiamat's ear to get her to start this war. And another jewel is that our blood is mixed with various Anunnaki, one of them being Ki-Ingu. And various Anunnaki, they fought each other. Ki-Ingu was the enemy of Enki. Ki-Ingu was the enemy of Namar Mumu, which is the mother goddess. So by having this blood inside of us, this also fuels the fight inside of us. This is why Maat is so important, and for other cultures, it's important for them to have guidelines as well, because there is this constant fight within our DNA. Our DNA is constantly fighting each other. And this is something Sabatuti goes over in his class. So here we have the blood of Ki-Ingu and other blood inside of us. This DNA is going against each other. There's a literal war, the same war that happened with the Anunnaki between Tiamat and Marduk is still happening inside of us. So that is very deep. This is why it's very important to have guidance, to follow the axioms of Maat, to discipline your life. Because if you don't, this rebellious nature inside of you, the one who instigates rebellions, This will happen inside of you. There'll always be a part of you that'll try to be undisciplined, or I'll try to fight inside of yourself. And it's important that you use Maat to balance that out and to keep going. And it's a beautiful thing. It might seem bad, but it's actually a beautiful thing because it's constant motivation within yourself. It's like a water wheel spinning. You have the negativity that will try to come, and you have to level up in Maat so that way it doesn't take you over. And then it'll try to come again. You just keep going and going and going and going and going. Next thing you know, you're way ahead of your past self now. It's this beautiful thing, but it's something that has to constantly be dealt with, or else bad things can happen. But wait, I'm not finished. I'm not finished. Not done. I could have been, but I'm not. Where does the name Marduk come from, and what does it mean? This is a question for the class. I'm curious to know if anybody knows where the name Marduk even came from, and what does it mean? Does anybody know this? They have any ideas? I'm curious to see if anybody knows where it came from. What does it mean? So this is a question for the class. Let's see what y'all know. Got everything else basically right. Let's see. Oxeffect said, I'm not sure. Great answer. Jason Kirkland said, I don't know, but it starts with ma, meaning to see. Okay. Can't answer ANTU. Big Vape said, from his father. Okay. That's a good one. That's a good one. I appreciate all the participation as well. Caleb says, I do not know. Okay. Anybody else have any ideas where it comes from? What does it mean? Before I move on, I'll give it a little bit because I'm a little behind. SV said, don't know, but this is super interesting. Tua. Therefore, Kepra said, not sure. To everybody for the appreciation. And it's absolutely nefer, because then you're involved. You involve your neurons, your DNA into what you're learning. Okay, I'm about to move on. Where does the name Marduk even come from, and what does it mean? Well, here's where it comes from. This mu, which is the Kingi word for name, this mu name Marduk was given to him at birth by his grandfather Anu. I have grand here in parentheses because in the past cultures in the Nile Valley and Kingi, they never had the word grand. It was just father. Your grandfather, your great-grandfather, all these things, these were just called your father. The grand was added in as a Masonic coding, which would be a beautiful question for Sabatuti. Go support Sabatuti. I'm Hotep Ra, the greatest. So this Mu name, Marduk, was given to him at birth by his grandfather, Anu. And the reason why it's his grandfather is because Marduk's father is Enki, and Enki's father is Anu. So it was given to him by his grandfather. And here we can see in the text itself, no just talking, it says, one, Marduk, as he was named by his father, Anu, from his birth, who supplies pasturage and drinking water, making the stables flourish, who bound the boastful with his weapon, the storm flood, and saved the gods, his fathers, from distress, He is the sun god. He is the sun god of the gods. He is dazzling. Let them ever walk in his bright light. On the peoples that he created, the living beings, he imposed the service of the gods, and they took rest. Creation and annihilation, forgiveness and exacting the plenty occur at his command. So let them fix their eyes on him. So here we can see where it came from. The name came from his grandfather Anu, from his birth. It was a destiny decreed for him. We know that the name is very important. It is your sound frequency, and what you are named, you will become. You will start to do and act like. It is very important. It molds you to its frequency. So a name is as well a destiny. A destiny you give a child. Sabatudi said one time, like, if you go in other cultures, you'll see that other cultures, they have like all these different names and they all mean something. At my job, I have a coworker. He's Nigerian, and I asked him his name that was given to him. He said he has a whole bunch of names, but the one that I call him by, it means your blessing. So that's what he lives. That's what he echoes when he goes around. He's people's blessing, and he lives his name very well. People love him. So a name is a destiny. That's why Aten is so important. The Mu name Marduk is spelled in cuneiform like this, right here. Here we can see it right here. It was originally pronounced AMAR.UTU. So his name was not originally Marduk. This is not how you actually pronounce his name. His Ren is actually AMAR.UTU. And here we can see AMAR.UTU. So that as well is something that I hope people understand now, that we aren't even using his proper name. His proper name is AMAR.UTU. Now, we might be asking, like, what does this even mean? Well, I'm going to go into it. The first sign here, this right here on my neck, is called a dingir or a dingrir. It is not pronounced, usually, and is a sign used as a determinative for an Anunnaki. So with this sign in front of somebody's name, it shows that they aren't just a normal person, that they are an Anunnaki, Anunnaku, that they are divine. So by having this in front of these two here, it shows that we are talking about the Anunnaki, AMAR.UTU. And this is what the D means right here. Now, this sign right here is originally pronounced Amar. Here are my sources. I'll give you those real quick in case anybody wants to go look up some cuneiform themselves. Right here, we have the Sumerian lexicon search. I think Ahati had this in one of his presentations. So shout out Ahati for giving me that idea, if I'm not mistaken. I'm pretty sure he used this right here, the Sumerian lexicon search. And then the right here, we have the PSL, the PSD sign list. So you can go on these websites right here. You can just look up this or this, and you can type in various different words. It might be a little challenging because the wording is not what it always seems, but you will be able to find certain Kingi writing. So here we can see this is the same writing as this right here. It's Amar. Here we can see it's Amar. Amar means calf, young animal. It means calf, young, youngster, chick, son, descendant, young, youngster, chick, son, descendant. So this is what we are given for the translation for Amar. However, when researching, it's important to look at etymology right here, etymology.com, because the words we use, we don't really know what they mean unless you've done the etymology research. We just assume what it means based off the context it's used in. So what I did was I looked up the word young and son because I did not know what it meant. So young from Old English, young is youthful, young, recent, new, fresh. It comes from the Proto-Indo-European root word Yuan ko, form of root of yu, which means vital force, youthful vigor. From Sanskrit, yuvan, which means young, young man. So the word young means youthful, young, recent, new, fresh, mainly from the Proto-Indo-European, the suffix of this word, it means vital force, youthful vigor, young man. Because a young person, especially in today's society, has more energy, they have more life in them, they have more stamina in them than an older person. The young kid will run around, they're running around, playing on the playground, running. While the old person, they can't even go play tag with their kid because they can't run nowadays. But so young people are a lot more vigorous. They have a lot more life in them. They shine brighter. Here we have the word son. The word son means male descendant. From Proto-Indo-European, sunus, which means son, derives from a noun from root su, which means to give birth. And it also means in Sanskrit, sauti, gives birth. Old Irish sut, birth, offspring. So it means male descendant, son, to give birth, gives birth, birth, offspring. So the main thing, the obvious one, is that at the time this name was given, Marduk was young. He was a baby. He was born and Anu was there. He exalted him. If we remember the story in some of the first passages I read in this class. At the time this name was given, Marduk was young. And he is also the son, offspring of Enki, birthed by Damkina. And he is a descendant, a male descendant, of the other Anunnaki. He as well is a part of, at the time of the story, the young generation of Anunnaki. He is part of the new generation of Anunnaki that are coming into this form of existence. There are other Anunnaki who are older than him, who are his fathers and his mothers. He is the descendant of them. He is the young one out of all of them. At the time of his birth, battle with Tiamat, and his coronation to become king of the Anunnaki, only due to his vital force and youthful vigor, made it so that way he accelerated over all the Anunnaki in all ways, including body and mental stature. So if we remember from the beginning of the story, when he was born into the world, his attributes started to excel over all the other Anunnaki. He's a little kid. He's young. Imagine a little kid right now schooling all of us, destroying us. And not just that, he's like physically stronger than us, mentally stronger than us. That's a beautiful thing. Something you don't see often today. Once in a while you do. And only due to his life force within himself, only due to his vigor, his youthful vigor, was he able to excel over all the other Anunnaki at his birth. At his birth. We're only talking about his birth. And then we get to the battle of Tiamat. Nobody could beat Tiamat. They set Ea. Ea was the strongest Anunnaki at the time. It says that he excelled over his fathers. Ea was the strongest. Ea could not beat Tiamat. For whatever reason, it does not say he could not beat Tiamat. He ran. So they sent Anu. Could not beat Tiamat. only one person could beat Tiamat. The one who was young, the youngster, the descendant of the ones who already went and lost. He was the male descendant of the other Anunnaki who are asking for help because nobody knows how to beat him. Due to his vital force again, due to his vigor again, his unrelenting utterance again, he was able to beat Tiamat in battle when no one else could. And that's a big thing. Right now, I want everyone to think right now, it's like we're just reading a story. We're just listening to something. But imagine if right now there was somebody who knew spells and was on their way to come and kill you and your family. You would want somebody to save you. And imagine if you couldn't do nothing about it. I would be scared. Me personally, I'd be calling Sabatuti right now. I mean, I don't know what you guys do, but I'd be calling Sabatuti. And here in this time, this is exactly how the Anunnaki felt. Somebody was coming to kill him, and they did not know who to call until one day Ea got the bright idea to call on his youthful, vigorous son with that vital force. He knew that he hastens to war. You only can hasten to battle if you truly have life within yourself, if you truly have stamina within yourself, if your mind is unbending, if you are strong. You only can be that confident in going to face something that no one else can face unless you have that vital force within yourself, that youthful vigor. This is one of the reasons why his name means young. And while all this is happening too, he's a young man. He's younger than all the other Anunnaki. And after his defeat of Tiamat, during his coronation to become king of the Anunnaki, he only becomes king not because Jesus or God appointed him as the ruler of all, or Allah or something like that. No, it's because he was stronger. He was more vital. He was more vigorous. He was younger. He was brighter than all the other Anunnaki. And they knew, because in the past we knew if someone was better than us, they lead. So they had Marduk become king on behalf of a deal that was made that if Marduk can slay Tiamat, then the other Anunnaki have to make him king. And he slayed Tiamat, so they made him king. So he would not have been able to accomplish his slaying of Tiamat and becoming king without being youthful, without having that vital force, that vigor. And on top of that, he's had it since birth. Oh, I mean, I personally think that everybody should want a kid that is excelling them. That's the goal for them, for your child to surpass you, and then their children surpass them, to keep going and going and going. And now today's times, a lot of people don't even surpass their parents. A lot of people don't at all because of the way things are going, the way culture is. Let alone be born. Be born and start to excel, not just your parents, but your grandparents too, and all the other ones. That's like excelling imagine a baby comes out the womb, and give him like 3 years, and now he's better than everybody in his whole family, including the people that are passed. That is next level. Next level. This allowed him to prevail over Tiamat and her army, thus saving the Anunnaki from death. That's a big deal. Everybody in a time of death wants to be saved. So it's a very big deal he did that. And I'll say this again, if he never saved them from death, none of us would be here. Nobody, none of us would be here. So it's very important, this story. This was accomplished with his youthful vigor after becoming king of the Anunnaki. He ushers in a new generation and gives birth to a new era for the Anunnaki. Thus, he is the one to give birth and gives birth, and he is the one who was birthed. Marduk, if he did not slay Tiamat a different generation, a different future will be born. We are products of his success with Tiamat. His idea to build Babylon, that's giving birth into the world. He gives command to build a city. By him having the idea to create man, he births out a new generation. And on top of that, something that's way too vast to go into, he also reorganizes the way the Anunnaki work. He splits them up. He reorganizes the stars and the constellation and various different ways to tell the days, hours, and months. So he was not just the descendant, the one who birthed himself into the world, or not birthed himself, but was birthed into the world. He was not just a son. He was not just somebody who came into the world. He wasn't just a male descendant. He wasn't just a son. He also gave birth. He gave birth to a new world. He was an offspring and created offspring, which are us. It's a double entendre. And this is all just in the first part of his name, Amar. That's it. Just the first part of his name. I haven't gotten to the second part yet. So, yeah, too much to sum up into a few words, like the Assyriologists love to do. So now, I will go into the third sign in his name right here. If we look back right here, this right here is the third sign in his name. Right here, right here. It can be pronounced multiple ways because it means multiple things. It is pronounced UTTU. The etymology of UTTU is Ud and U. So these three are the same word. And it also is pronounced Badabad or Babad. We can see here that Babad means bright, white, the rising sun. Here we can see it right here. It means to be white. Now, I don't know about all of you, but I definitely had to look up the etymology for some of these because somebody today says white, and you're like, the European or something like that. Even though, like, Sabatuti recently just explained, which was a beautiful synchronicity, that there's nobody who's white. He said, show him somebody with white, with hair the same color as their skin. He said, put a piece of paper up to them. There's none of that white stuff. So when someone originally sees this definition, they might question what's happening here. It might give certain people fuel to use their own agenda, and it might just make some people confused. But thanks to the Sabatuti Imhotep Ra, thanks to the influence of him and the other brothers in the house of Aten, I was able to go and look in the etymology.com. So I looked up white because Babad means white, means bright, the rising sun. It means to be white. So white from Old English, huit, means bright, radiant, clear, fair. From the root word quate, white, to shine. From the word sveti, to shine, and also svetu, which means light. Lithuanian feisti, to shine, to brighten. So white means bright, radiant, clear, fair. To shine, light, means to shine, to brighten. I was not entirely sure on what shine meant. I could assume people say the sun's shining, stuff like that. So I looked it up. That's the best thing to do. From Old English, skinan, shed. Like Ani said, it's time to shed. Shed, send forth, or give out light. Be radiant, be resplendent, illuminate, be conspicuous, from Proto-Indo-European root sky or sky, to shine, to gleam. So shine means to shed. Turn up the song. To shed, send forth, or give out light. Be radiant, be resplendent, illuminate, be conspicuous. To shine, gleam, to flash up, to shine. Now we have learned from the ancient cultures, specifically most people have learned, starting with me personally, from Sabatuti, that the original radiance or bright light is the ku, which is the intelligence, somebody's intelligence. This is why I say, oh, you're bright. Sabatuti has explained this many times. I'm sure the other brothers on the panel, they have explained it many times as well. So here we can see that since the day of Marduk's birth, he excelled in all attributes over the Anunnaki, being bright and radiant. I have learned from Sabatuti, I cannot recall if he has said it in a podcast or not. He might have. I do not know for sure, but I recall hearing from him that the way you look, how your hands are, your feet are, your faces, the symmetry of your whole body is simply just an echo of your ku and of your ka. So good looking, someone being attractive, all comes from synchronization in somebody's spirit, inside their ka, their ku, their intelligence. And that echoes out into this world. And the reason why I bring this up is because Marduk was said to have been lofty. He was light. He was pure. He excelled over all the Anunnaki and their attributes, physically and mentally. It says he has 4 eyes and 4 ears. His stature was different. And it's only like that physically because of what is inside of him. His ku. His ku was bright, radiant. His ku illuminated things around him. He's coming into the world and you have other Anunnaki, one being Anu, going, whoa, he's so happy. Because he sees that this grandchild of his is already excelling other beings that have been around for who knows how long, and he has just come here. That is truly immaculate. He is the one who was sent forth to slay Tiamat. As I went over, he becomes the one who shines and gives out light, causing the Anunnaki to shed from their troubles and past into a new era. If it was not for his ku, if it was not for his the bright within himself, it wasn't for his clearness, his fairness, if it wasn't for his radiance, he would not be able to shine. He would not be that light that was able to come forth in a time of darkness. Once again, I'll say it again. They were going to die. That's dark. Life's over. This life, at least, until you go into the next realm. But this life would be over. You'd have to leave the things here that you did and go to that realm where there's no return. So if it was not for his brightness, if it was not for his radiance, if it was not for his ku, he would not have been able to come and break open that darkness. Like how light, if it's completely dark in a room, you turn on a flashlight, you light a candle, that light emanates out into the darkness and dispels it. And by dispelling that darkness, the darkness is shedding away. A new thing is happening. New things are revealed. I have some reptiles, and when they're about to shed, they are all gray. They get like gray, a little flaky, stuff like that. But when that shed comes off, different parts have grown. Different things are more bright. You can see more. It's like brand new. It's like your reptile got a whole makeover or something like that. So by him being bright, by him being radiant, he was able to come without any fear to slay somebody that nobody else could slay. They turned around. They didn't even fight her. They just turned around. And thus, because of that, he allowed the Anunnaki to shed from their troubles. He comes back. The Anunnaki say, let the wind bear up her blood to give the news. The wind bears up her blood, and they're happy now. They feel good. They're having a part. They're rejoicing. They're happy now because they don't have to worry about somebody who's way more powerful than all of them coming to kill them. So they shed from their troubles, from their past, all because of Marduk. And another way they shed from their past as well was the whole era of Ea killing Apsu and now Tiamat getting revenge is over now because they're both dead. They don't have to worry about anybody getting revenge. They even had Kingu killed. So their past and their troubles have now been shed by the light of Marduk because of his coup, because what he holds within himself, in his heart, in his intelligence. Only because of this was he able to do that deed. He was only able to complete that mission due to his conscious light. And he brings them into a new era. They shed in many different ways. Before Marduk came, there was no people to do work. He made work for people. He made a whole new city. He reorganizes all the Anunnaki. He does a whole bunch of stuff. He literally puts them from one skin into another. When he becomes king, he becomes the sender forth of light by projecting what's inside of himself out into the world. He becomes the one who shoots out light. If someone gives an idea, that idea came from inside of them. They're giving conscious light. The only reason why I can do this presentation is because on first Menkhu asked about Marduk, he sent forth his light. He's creating realities. That's magic. Menkhu, shout out because you like the spells. Ani gives me the opportunity to walk through the door. He's sending out his light towards me. He's creating reality. He's sending out light, sender forth of light. And Sabatuti done more things than I can comprehend, and he sent out so much light, the sender forth of light. This is what Marduk has done by sending out light to create new things, that light within himself. From his birth, his journey is like the rising sun, appearing to shine light and dispel darkness, which was Tiamat and her army. His journey is like the sun. He continues his incline upwards. Starting from the horizon is his birth. And as time goes on, he goes up and up and up. This is an analogy. He goes up and up and up to become light at his brightest part of the day, which is when he becomes king. This is why part of his name is equated to the rising sun. Because his journey in life is like the rising sun. When he comes into the world, it's darkness. They just killed his great-grandfather. Ea just killed Apsu. Tiamat's thinking about what to do. And he comes into the world, it's like this little bright light. They're like, whoa, he's better than all of us. What will he accomplish? And he goes up and up and up, and that darkness starts to go away more and more and more until he gets at his apex, the sun at its highest point of the day, because he has become king. He has went through all the darkness. He dispels all the darkness. When the sun is at its highest point of the day, look around. There's no darkness. It's bright as day. And that's how it was when he became king. When the sun comes up as well, it sheds the day before it. the time before it. But that's a whole different thing. Now we have the other phonetic value for this glyph, which is Ud, or Utu. So here we have Ud, U. It says sun, light, day, time, weather, storm. Here they put demon because their enemy is Marduk. Good luck to them. So they put storm demon. But I do not agree with that one right there. So it means sun, light, day, time, weather, storm, demon. Here, we can see here, it also means to bray, bellow, bawl, voice, cry, and noise. So I'm looking at these words and I'm like, etymology.com, because I do not know what these words truly mean at all. So we're learning together. I did not know this at all. So here we're going to do bray first. Bray, utter a loud and harsh cry. Here we have bad agir, to cry out. Gaelic, bray, to shriek, crackle. Next we have bellow, to bellow. Proto-Indo-European root word. Did I say bell? Bellow. Wait a second. Bell. Bellow. Proto-Indo-European root word is bell? Isn't that one of Marduk's names? Anyways, let's keep going. Bell. To sound. Roar. As a noun, a loud, deep cry. Okay. We have ball. That's another intro. Ball, bow, bell. Whoa. Anyways. The meaning: shout loudly, reprimand loudly, to howl like a dog, to low like a cow, to bark like a dog. Here we have noise. Noise, loud speech, outcry, clamor, shouting, uproar, brawl, rumor, report, news, to pick a quarrel. Here we have voice. Sound made by the human mouth, voice, speech, word, saying. Voice, sound, utterance, cry, call, speech, sentence, language, word. From Proto-Indo-European root word, rekr. I do not know how to pronounce it. I'm trying my best. I have no idea. They make the English language so confusing with all these Masonic codes. To speak. Cry. The etymology of cry is yell something out, utter. Speak earnestly and loudly. Advertise by calling out. To wail, shriek. Now, y'all might be wondering, what does any of this have to do with the part of his name Ud or Utu? Well, I'm going to show you. Because this culture, like the Nile Valley, was very complex. The Nile Valley had way more complex writing, way more deep, way more tangled with immortality, quantumly entangled with immortality. However, this is still deep, not as deep, but still deep, way deeper than the languages that we are speaking today. I have already gone over why Marduk is associated with the sun, light, and day. What about the storm? Why does part of his name mean to bray, bellow, bawl, voice, cry, and noise? Well, here I will read parts of the story of the Enuma Elish, and I will explain how these play into his name. Ansar heard the matter was profoundly disturbing. He cried, "Whoa!" and bit his lip. He's like, ooh, disturbing. Because he heard the news about Tiamat. He cried, "Whoa!" and bit his lip. His heart was in fury. His mind could not be calmed. Yet the Lord Ansar, the father of the great gods, was angry in his heart, not summoning anyone. A mighty son, the avenger of his father, he who hastens to war, the warrior Marduk, Ea, summoned him to his private chamber to explain to him his plans. "Marduk, give counsel. Listen to your father. You are my son, who gives me pleasure. Go reverently before Ansar. Speak, take your stand. Appease him with your glance." Bel rejoiced at his father's words. Marduk goes to Ansar. "Ansar, begetter, rejoice and be glad." This is Marduk talking to Ansar. He says, "Ansar, begetter, rejoice and be glad. Soon you will tread on the neck of Tiamat." Ansar says, "Go, my son, conversant with all the knowledge. Appease Tiamat with your pure spell. Ride the storms, proceed without delay. And with an appearance which cannot be repelled, turn her back." It says here, when Marduk comes up against Tiamat, it says, he set his face toward the raging Tiamat, and in Marduk's lips, in his lips, he held a spell. He grasped a plant to counter poison in his hand. Tiamat cast her spell without turning her neck. Wow. That's hardcore. Tiamat cast her spell without turning her neck. In her lips, she held untruth and lies. So think about that next time somebody lies to you or tells you something that's not true. It's not just them talking. It's actually spells, because Tiamat's holding spells in her lip without turning her neck, and she's holding untruth and lies. So think about that. Tiamat cast her spell without turning her neck. In her lips she held untruth and lies. In there they assembly by you. Bel lifted up the storm flood, his great weapon, and with these words threw it at raging Tiamat. So while he is throwing his storm flood, he is saying stuff to her. He is saying various things to her, because fighting is not all about, I'm going to punch you or take you down or something like that. A lot of fighters say, if you can get in the person's head, you already won the battle. This is why people talk crap. Because if you can get in the person's head, you're putting spells in their mind. What the Matrix has done to us is they put horrible spells in our mind. If you can make your opponent think that they are worthless and that they can't do anything and that they're not confident or anything like that, then you never have to worry about them ever going up against you, because they'll never take a stand. They have you in mental slavery. This is one of the main reasons why I come on here and I encourage everybody else to come on here. Everybody else who wants to make a presentation, everybody else who wants to come on here and say something or do anything, don't doubt yourself, because it comes from something you have learned from somebody else. It's somebody else who has put something in your head, because you're actually so dangerous towards their existence that they rather hold you down with ideas put into your head than have you actually come out and face them head on. So remember that, because the Matrix has told us many untruth and lies, which are spells to hold us down. They have gotten in the people's head, and they have gotten in the people's head and caused them to not do anything. So I advise and hope that everybody will think about that and will do what they set their mind to do. Don't think about what somebody else might think or anything like that. Just go and do it, because only you know what you're capable of and what you can do. And if you don't do what your idea is, then the enemy's winning, and it's just going to get you in a worse place. So I advise you to go and do stuff. Henu Hausa, Tenu Sabatuti, do all that you can do. Here it says, they set a constellation in the middle and addressed Marduk, their son. The Anunnaki said, your destiny bell is superior to that of all the gods. Command and bring about annihilation and recreation. Let the constellation disappear at your utterance. With a second command, let the constellation reappear. He gave the command and the constellation disappeared. With the second command, the constellation came into being again. When the gods, his fathers, saw the effect of his utterance, they rejoiced and offered congratulation. Marduk is king. So here we can see his speech, his coup, his intelligence is so powerful. He's making a constellation disappear and reappear. Pure magic. Somebody that we all are descended from, the Anunnaki. It's capable in everybody. And the people who control the matrix, they know this. They use this against us. Sabatuti has said many times he has learned from people who control the matrix, and they know things. They know things that they hide from us, that they get us not to believe in, because they actually stole it from us. And they do this stuff against us. So think about that. He is making a constellation disappear at his utterance. Not put a big black sheet in the sky or something like that and make it so people can't see it, or who knows what. I don't know. People think these are principles and stuff like that still, but he made a constellation disappear with his words. I cannot do that. I hope I can one day. That'd be really cool. But I cannot do that right now, let alone make a water bottle disappear or something like that. So I am very appreciative of these readings. I am appreciative of Sabatuti Amahotep Ra, because I think that he could do it, but he would have to tell us. That's something else though. Here we can see that Marduk was called upon due to the loud and angry, harsh cry, speech, and clamor of Ansar. If we look back over here, we can see that bray means utter a loud and harsh cry, to cry out, to shriek. We can see here that means uproar. We can see noise means uproar. We can see bray means utter a loud and harsh cry, to cry out, to shriek, bellow, sound, roar. The only reason, there's so many little important points in the story that lead to various different directions, like everybody's life, but this is a perfect story to show it. Marduk would not have been called upon if there was nobody to call him. If Ansar was like, oh no, I got this, I'm gonna go and fight Tiamat, I'm not worried, I think I can do it, Marduk would not be king. We wouldn't be here. Only because Ansar cries out. He cries out. He cried, whoa! And bit his lip. He's angry in his heart. Only because of him crying out was Marduk able to be called upon because of his father. His destiny of his name that was given to him at birth is being fulfilled as he lives his life, like a true magical story. Marduk was the one chosen to call due to his haste to war or a brawl. Wait, hold on. Wait. Noise. It means uproar, brawl. Wow, interesting. He was only called because of his haste to war, to brawl. And not just that, the way the whole story started was because of the uproar of the Anunnaki and Apsu and Ea, but that's a different story. That's for another breakdown. He was the only one with the sound utterance. Marduk was the only one with the sound utterance, the loud speech, the voice, the loud deep cry that could shout loudly, yell, shout and cry out reprimanded spells to stop Tiamat. And reprimand, in case anybody doesn't know, quick definition, just means to rebuke somebody, rebuke someone officially. Here we can see these are a whole bunch of the attributes here. Utter a loud, harsh cry. He is the only one that has the spells within his lips to give out that cry. He is the only one with the speech, the word, or in this case, words, saying. He is the only one with the utterance, the cry, the call, the speech, the sentence, the language. He's the only one that can yell out and utter something, speak earnestly, loudly, advertise by calling. He's the only one with the wail or a shriek. He's the only one with loud speech, outcry, clamor, shouting, utterance, a loud, harsh cry. He's the only one that can bellow. All of these things to reprimand Tiamat, to call her out officially. And by that means, a fight to the death. That's the official calling out. Like even in a little side jewel, even in America back in the day when politicians had beef, they call each other out and they have a duel. They kill each other. So yeah. So he's calling them out with his loud, powerful speech. Here we can see his speech was so powerful, he's making constellations disappear. He's holding spells in his lips. He's throwing things at Tiamat and chanting spells at the same time. When was the last time you got in a fight and you're over here like Keft, Gerchau, and Sabiu, Kur'awif? Like, no, I've never seen nobody do that. Actually, most people are quiet. But I've heard people swear, but never straight spells, yo. The enemy has fallen. Like, no. Marduk is powerful. Without all these attributes, he would not have been able to destroy Tiamat and her army. He would have not even been in the story, and the Anunnaki would be gone, and we'd be gone, and life would be different. Wow. If he did not possess these attributes, and if Ansar never cried out for help, then Marduk would never have been put into the position he is in now. The power of sound and tongue play an important role in directing the whole entire story. This class is specifically about Marduk, but it directs the whole entire story. Everything in the whole story. Now, that is what his name AMAR.UTU means. If you go do your own research, simple research, the Syriologists, the lazy, I do not know what to call them at this point, the lazy enemies, they will translate Marduk's name into a few words. They will say son calf of Utu, and they will not explain it whatsoever. They will actually just leave it at that. They'll even say that he's not associated with Utu, but that's what they're going to put it as. I don't know. At this point, they need to pay House of Aten for archaeology instead. So I cannot simply put what his name translates into a sentence, two sentences. I had to put it into paragraphs because within him contains so much in his one name, AMAR.UTU. You may be wondering, if his name is AMAR.UTU, then how did it become Marduk? I wasn't gonna leave you hanging. I could have, but I didn't. I could have been like, yeah, his name's AMAR.UTU, it means this and that. We're done. However, I'm gonna show how it became Marduk, so we can put the things together in your mind between AMAR.UTU, the meaning of AMAR.UTU, Amar Babar, and Marduk. How did his name become Marduk? Well, here in a paragraph from Bulletin of the School of Oriental and African Studies, volume 47, part 1 to 3, page 7 and 8, this paragraph was written by British Assyriologist Wilfred G. Lambert. W.G. Lambert, the same one who has the English translation of the Enuma Elish I read. So here, this is what it says. It says, this only etymology explains the pronunciation. As common in Sumerian with the nouns of the structure Amar, the first vowel can drop, so this leaves the sign Ud for either Tuk or Utuk, and Utu is the only relevant value of Ud. The final genitive K, AK, would not have been written in early dynastic orthography. Now, Utu for the sign Ud occurs only for the name of the sun god, which in ancient Kingi, his name is Utu, and it's also Shamash. So there is really no way out of accepting this etymology. Of course, it could be argued that it was folk etymology in the early dynastic period and that a hypothetical original meaning lay behind it. We are not interested in such speculations. The understanding of the name in historical times is all one can realistically begin with. The retention of the final K might seem a problem, since in Sumerian generally it would drop at the end of a name of this type and elsewhere. However, Babylon was outside of Sumer. This is what the Assyriologists say. They were all the same people: Sumer, Babylon, Assyria, any other Mesopotamia stuff or whatever. They're all the same people. They're all the black-headed people. They are all Kiingi Sugagi people. Here, just in different regions, various different things were spelled different ways. They're written different ways. Same thing with other cultures as well. And the name of the god of Susa, another town outside Sumer, namely in Shu Shin Ak, in its various writings, does preserve the final K. However, the two Old Babylonian phonetic renderings of the name Marduk, Marutuk, and Maru-tu Ud, confirm that the final K is immiscible. The author could not understand the final Ud and suggest that it may be an error. So he is basically saying right here that the person writing this version of the Enuma Elish didn't know what they were doing, which is very disrespectful. But I'm reading what he says here. I just want to correct that because they do know what they're doing. They wrote the story as their culture. But these writings are from the period lexical text, and in these the sign Ud, as drawn to my attention by M. Silvo many years ago, has the value U, CFAA Mu'u. However, since the name is Sumerian, this repeated value in 2U should not indicate length, but must be constructed like the Ud Third Plenty writings commented upon by J. Klein. 3 Sulgi hymns, page 65 FF and 131 FF, as markers of something lost by phonetic change. Thus, the traditional writing of the name of Marduk, combined with the phonetic writings of various periods and a full knowledge of the many factors involved, led to one very clear result. So here I'm going to sum up what he said so that way everybody can understand. Here we can see that as time went on, vowels started to disappear in the pronunciation, starting with the first vowel. So as the name moved from certain regions, it was a custom in that region to drop certain vowels. So it went from AMAR.UTU, and they removed the first vowel in AMAR and the first vowel in UTU, to Marduk or Mar.UTU, depending on the region. Some regions just removed the first vowel here. Some regions removed both vowels in both of these words. The addition of the K here and Marduk or Mar.UTU,
the addition of the K is to express the word as a noun, a person, place, or thing. So the K was added to express to the reader that they are talking about a person, a place, or a thing. As Sabatuti has taught, the T and D are interchangeable. The T is a soft D, and the D is a hard T, thus creating the name Marduk. So here the A and the U disappear. You have Marduk. You add the K to make sure you know it's a noun. Now it's Marduk. As time goes on, this T starts to change into a D due to them being so similar, and it becomes Marduk. I hope that you're learning something. Oops. Now that we know the name is AMAR.UTU, what does it mean and how it became Marduk? So people who are watching the class, you might have to rewatch the class because there's a lot of information. But now we know that the name of Marduk is actually AMAR.UTU. And we know what it means now. And we also know how it became the word Marduk. Here's another question for the class. How many names do you think Marduk has? How many names does the class think Marduk has? Maybe some know from the reading the other day.
Yo, let's go.
Menkhu said 50. Caleb said 50. Oh, Ox Effect said 51 on point. Wow. Jason Kirkland said 100. Okay. Okay, you say you can't remember. Still a great guess. Jason Kirkland. I'll give it a little bit more time, see how many people just want to throw a guess out there. Just a number. Doesn't matter if you're wrong or right, or who knows. They've only translated like 20-30% of the Sugagi text, so there's a lot out there we don't know. Robert Williams said a lot. Yeah. Okay. Let's see how many names Marduk has. Over 50. Over 50. There are more names that are not in the enumerated list. So technically, Ankh Effect, you'd be right, but there's over 51. That's a bomb. Brought into existence by Anu. Hotep, I am done. If you would like to know more about his other names, let me know in the comments or live chat. I will make another class about his other names. I could keep going. It'd probably take me a year to do all of his names. I just did one. AMAR.UTU. I am done. Tua, Ankh-Uja Seneb, Hotep, and the Neteru and the Anunnaku exist. If you would like more, let me know in the comments, the chat. You can text me personally, and I will do it for the people. Tua very much for allowing me to have this presentation. Hotep, Ankh-Uja Seneb.
Hotep. Yeah, that's me screaming. Yes. Hotep, great brother. That was amazing. I feel like you I feel like you wanted to tell this story for a long time. I feel like you wanted to teach the world about the Anunnaki. So, Hinu to you, you did that very masterfully. So, Tua, for sharing all that information, that was very thorough. That was really good. So, I'm just coming into the knowledge of the Anunnaki, and so this was a really good class. I feel like you felt really comfortable. You took your time. I felt like you did a wide sweep and talked about different aspects to Marduk and the Anunnaki. And man, this is powerful. So Hinu to you, I think you may be a natural, great brother. I think you might be. I think you found your talent. You could quit your day job now. I think you definitely have the skills to pay the bills. So, to you, great brother, for putting in all the time and the effort to deliver that teaching.
Tua, very much. I appreciate it very much. Feels fantastic. And Tua, very much to both of you and Atef and Sabatuti for being for inspirations.
Yes, Tua, great brother Hotep. Yeah, that was excellent. That was very detailed, extremely informative, and I love how you took it step by step. It really gives people the opportunity to show the thought process of how you think when doing research, which is extremely important for people to see, because to come across the information that you showed takes time. It takes time. This cannot be rushed. And so you demonstrated that masterfully by for the words that you may have not been familiar with. Each time you showed the etymology of it. So as you pointed out, the English being the language that it is, and so coded, we don't know what none of these words mean. And so we have to, once we come into this consciousness and understanding that, we have to truly relearn all of these sound vibrational tones to take it back to its original source. So it's starting all over again, speaking the same language we've been speaking our entire lives. So that takes a lot of time and patience and effort to do that. And for you to go into the Sumerian lexicon search and show that was very nefer, and I really appreciated that part too, and taking us step by step through the words, the etymology, and then lining it up with the story that you read to us. So that was very masterful, the way that you did that, starting from the younger and why he's that, and showing that, and putting a lot of knowledge and information on what it means to be young, and how important that is, because we learn, through the teachings of Maat and through the teachings of the Natiru of becoming young again, consistently, the rebirth, the resurrection. And so for that to be one of Marduk's names, again, shows the importance of remaining young. And Saba Tehuti has given us many masterful rituals to do this ourselves in real life. So that was wonderful. The teaching that you brought forth on him being the birther, and introducing a very expansive and creative concept on what it means to be a birther, and birthing realities, because in people's original thought process, they'll just associate that with a woman. So I love how you did that, and showed forth that to create a reality, again is invoking, yes, the energy of the Mut. But as we taught, we are mother and father, just like how it says in the hymn to Aten, to utilize both of those. And when we have that in its correct context, we become amazing manifestors, bringing forth realities, because we're not twisted in our concepts of masculine and feminine like how they're doing today. So that was wonderful how you did that. The white, the shedding light, you know, these wonderful names that's associated with Marduk. You know, you took it step by step and really showed how important a Ren is, how important a name is, showing that in the actual Kiengi, just like how we speak about the Shen. So I love how you did that, to give people the true teaching of what that means, also in the language of the Anunnaki. So that was wonderful. So you did amazing. You did an excellent job. You definitely are a natural teacher, and it shows. So Tua for coming up and, you know, taking the call and answering the great brother Menkhu Meri Maat his question, and it brought forth this. So we see the consciousness and the frequency working with each other to bring forth this information. So it's very deep. It's extremely deep what's happening, and you know, everyone has to be in alignment. Everyone has to be doing what they're supposed to be doing when no one's looking, to be able to receive that. And it really shows what everyone's doing outside of these classes in front of everyone, for us to continuously be in line. It's just a wonderful thing. So Tua, very nefer presentation, very nefer class, learned a lot. Yeah, you definitely are a natural. So hinu to you for bringing that forth. Everyone in the chat, make sure you support the great brother Anu. You can tell he put a lot of time, energy, effort, study, and love into that. So let him know you appreciate that by supporting, and so we can show that, and allow him to feel some of the reciprocity from him and what all he just gave to everyone. So I also put the link in the chat. If anyone wants to come up and speak, the link is there in the chat. Hit the link, come say a few words. Yeah, that was amazing, great brother. So I look forward to your continued growth and elevation. After the first one, it just and I can tell that you're creative with how you put together your presentations, and you know, this brother, he asked, you know, hey, what can I use? And I gave him the software, and you would think that he's been using that for years, the way he just put together that presentation. So no, he just started working with the program that he used to put that together. So that deserves to be commended too. So yeah, this was wonderful. Let's read some of the chat. Let's see what we got. Caleb S says the Natiru and Anunnaki exist. Look like you changed your image there. I like a breakdown on that. What that is right there. Yes, Tua Amun Min Ra Sut Atun. Hotep, peace to you. He gives the praise hands and a thumbs up. Absolutely. Antu, great presentation. Nefer Anu with thumbs. Absolutely. I know you know, he asking the questions, and you're in the backstage, so you know how this is going, so you get a different perspective to watch him execute a plan. So that was beautiful. Jay Kirkland says Nefer class, great Neter Anu. All right, they love it. Nefer Keperet is giving hand claps. Absolutely. Look, Pooh, he says, Hotep, is Marduk still alive? All right. Ecker presentation, Tua, wonderful. Maharu, Henu Anu, bringing up Chamber of Archetypes of Creation is Heka. Our replay will meditate on it. Tua, Maharu, you know, you're a magical being. Looking forward to hear what comes forth from your Heka meditation in the Chamber of Archetypes. Bring us back a tablet. Robert Williams says, Henu to the brother Anu. I missed the class. I will support. Well, this was a pretty extensive class. When he his initial time, he said, "Oh, it's about 30 minutes." So from the time he told me 30 minutes to now, he's added a lot more information. So that's beautiful, and that lets you know, when you truly enjoy the journey. In the study, there really is no finish point. It's just whenever you stop. It's whenever you choose to stop, because it can continue and go, because we have a lot of catching up to do to relearn what the ancestors said and break down all of what we've been taught by the ISFET consciousness. And so we're starting all the way from scratch. So the research and the digging, the beak, the gem is continuous. It's infinite. So to our great brother, that was wonderful, tying that all together. So yeah, okay. Let me check the emails. Let me see if anyone sent in some support. Great brother, you have anything you want to speak about? Great job.
Tua, very much for your appreciation. I am very appreciative for both of you. Very appreciative for both your words and support. I'm just happy I got to bring that to the people. And if people want more, I'll give more. You got over 50 other names. But I think ANTU wants to come on the screen and say something.
Okay, perfect.
Join us.
Hotep.
Hotep.
I just want to share because I really loved it, and I just want to speak to everybody and explain what I found that's interesting. So one of the things that I really loved was how he brought up Babylon and Babili. I really loved how he showed that it came first in the Enuma Elish, and that's shown there first. And I just love that very much, and it breaks the matrix of them being evil as well. And I loved that he explained that Marduk gave the idea to create man, for Ea to create man from Kingu. That was very, very interesting. I didn't know that before he taught me. And I also really, really loved the constellation disappearing with sound vibration. That really inspires me, because I know that our ancestors did it, and it gives me inspiration for me to do it someday, things relating to that. So it changes my DNA and helps me become who I'm supposed to be. So yeah, Tua Anu for your presentation. I really appreciate what you brought forth today.
Thank you, Tua, very much. I'm very appreciative of your words and your support. I wouldn't be able to do without her. So.
Yes, the supportive hands, absolutely. Wonderful points. Those are some fantastic points. Let's welcome Caleb S to the panel. Peace. Hotep.
Hotep.
Hotep, Maat.
Hotep.
Hotep. I wanted to mention a few things. So, like I mentioned in a comment earlier when Anna was given his class, that in Christianity, I do remember people referring Bel as a demon. Like that's the energy that that name gave off when I was like first like ever heard it, and now that I know what like who Bell or Marduk really is, then now that matrix has been broken for me. So Tua Anu. And another thing is that usually what me, Antu, Anu, and my partner have done is hang on Tuesdays and receive all these beautiful tones that Anu has for the House of Aten. And now that it's out on the House of Aten, it's like everybody can hear it, not just me and my partner, which is Nefer. And as for my profile picture, Ani, it is it is a part of my notes from the Aten Mirror Immortality breakdown that Saba Tehuti gave, and that was just my interpretation of the Aten symbol with like the Ankhs around it and the Seneb plants to the side that creates the eternity meaning from He, and that's just the thing on the bottom is a face and mind being blown and that coming out of it. So
okay,
my little creation.
All right,
that's what that is.
Wonderful.
Yeah, Henu. Yes. Thank you. And Henu to Anu for making such an effort breakdown of Marduk, and it being very similar to Abatu's breakdowns, and very it's just as interesting and important. And yeah, definitely is a natural at making those presentations and delivering them. To offer that.
Thank you to our great brother for your Nefer words. I'm very appreciative of your support. All the support, it's like fuel to keep going. I'd still keep going no matter what, but it just makes me go turbo speed.
100%.
Yes, absolutely. It's a reciprocation, you know. It's a beautiful thing when you provide and you give something that comes from your ETH, and for it to be received, and for that to be given back to you, the praise. It absolutely, it's how what we built was built, because that's all we seen them do was literally everything that everyone did was amazing at it, and did it with full effort and full consciousness consistently every day, and was given adoration for it. And we gave adoration to the Natiru. You give adoration to the Anunnaki for allowing and assisting in the actual presence of just even being able to rise up. The first thing, Duara, Kef, Dubin, F, Inkut, Aptet, Intpet. So given that, and it automatically gives you an automatic reciprocation. The Natiru will give it right back to you automatically. So when we start to reflect that, it's already unstoppable, but now it's sob speed, it's light speed to build up what we're doing. So yes, that was very Nefer. Yeah, I look forward to what else you bring forth, and watching your growth and expansion, and ANTU as well, for what you're doing as well for the House of Aten. Yes, it's a beautiful thing. So yes, keep creating. Caleb, keep taking the teachings and making it your own and being expressive. It's just a beautiful thing. So yeah, I'm very proud. I'm very happy. So yeah, this is wonderful, and I'll show the support that came through here in just a moment. Brother Menkhu, if you want to have something you want to say, great brother.
Yeah, I think it's just really powerful to have this additional day and to create another chamber and open up opportunities for members of the House of Aten to express themselves and motivate each other, and to share our energy, for ANTU to present on Sunday and then come back and present again on Tuesday. That's the kind of hunger, that motivates me to want to, do more and continue to do what I'm currently doing and just, trying to master and hone my skills. And so I'm very interested in switching my style up, because styles wins fights, right? So I knew I want to, I think I have the software, but however y'all put together y'all presentations, I think I want to switch to that style. I like that style. That's the Sabo Tehuti style a little bit too, trying to step my game up. So it's really inspirational to see, great brother, that you were able to dedicate your time and give your time and your energy and the information that you knew and the information that you just recently obtained and using the etymology dictionary. And so Hinu to you, great brother, you did a great job.
To you all very much.
Yes, absolutely. Okay, let's share screen. Let's share screen and show the support. All right, and let's start with the good brother who is on the screen, Caleb S., who sent in $11 for immense gratitude for this Nefer class on Marduk. Yes, Tua, Caleb.
You see, that's how it's done.
Wonderful supporting your great brother and sister here, and it's wonderful to see that. And for also, you're coming up here. You just I love one thing. I love what people do is when you ask a question, hey, what is that? And you're able to explain what it is. That's been lost in this matrix because no one knows anything about nothing. Hey, what's your name mean? I don't know. Hey, what's that mean? I don't know. So the fact that you were able to explain that, I love that. As long as we keep that consciousness in every single thing that we do, that's when the hypnotism is truly broken. Because when you can no longer explain why or what you're doing, you know that you are being controlled by something else. So yeah, Tua for that and for supporting the brother Anu here in his presentation. Caleb.
Yes. I wanted to build up on what you just said about people, not knowing what their name means, or not even just that, or not wanting or not having that motivation to know what all this means. Like, you could tell somebody that, like, oh, you could follow Maat. Like, here's everything that it stands for. You could live within it, have a great life. But then it's like, if they don't truly want it, then they're not gonna go for it. They're like, oh, what are you talking about? It's like, I'm living my life. I'm gonna continue to do what I'm doing. Like, and you just gotta let them do it because they don't want to listen to you. So you don't want to waste your energy if they're not gonna listen to what Maat's all about.
Yes, excellent point. All right, next we have Custom Made Tees, who is I Am Kudzani, who sends in 666 for Maat. Peace and love and happiness. I Am Kudzani. To our good brother, and I appreciate you using the donation link too, because there's two different links. Most times people use the other link, which is okay, but this donation link, it allows us to receive the full donation without PayPal taking fees and, you know, do what they do. But so Tua for supporting the House of Aten and supporting this class here. We appreciate you, Custom Made T, who is I Am Kudzani, who consistently sends in that 666. So maybe one day you can come to the panel and explain the signification of that number to you. All right, next we have Robert E. Williams, who sends in 1072 for Tua Anu for explaining the Marduk. Robert E. Williams Jr., fantastic Nefer brother who is very consistent with his support. Very consistent. So we appreciate you supporting this class and supporting the good brother Anu, and said he missed the class, then he still supported. So again,
You see, that's how it's done.
that's how it's done. Tua Hotep Henu, Robert Williams Jr., we appreciate you for that. All right, and let me double check. Okay, yes. Tua all the great Meru who are supporting. We appreciate you. Okay, let me pull this one up here. Okay, there we go. Share the tab. Nicholas Savinsden, who sends in $10 for Nefer presentation of AMAR.UTU by Anu, Tua, great brother, and the whole house of Aten. Yes, Nicholas Savinsden, it's good to see you. Tua for supporting, letting the great brother Anu know that you appreciate and you receive the information that he put out and that you appreciate it. So Tua for sending in your support and being here in class and being attentive to the information that's being disseminated by the great young brother Anu. All right. And I think, let me refresh. I think that's the support. houseofaten.org. Yeah, we thanks to the great Saba Tehuti Amenhotep Ra, we have the greatest community of beings, the most supportive, strongest, most sturdy foundation of Bas that exists anywhere online. And everyone deserves adoration for that, because that's not what the Matrix promotes. It actually promotes the opposite of that. And when you actually give praise and adoration to your fellow brothers and sisters, it gets looked at negatively and gets deemed terms that are complete isfet. So to everyone who are able to overcome this matrix that completely removes the ebe and the connection from one another, and building each other up instead of just breaking each other down all the time. So we definitely appreciate everyone who are consistent supporters, who do everything that they can to assist us. I also want to give a Hindu and shout out to our great moderator, Primordial Thought 9, sending much Meri to you. Much Meri, watch it to you. And another powerful brother who will do some great things too. So you all are watching in real time something very magical and very powerful. This is the very beginning incubation stages. And you already see the quality of what's being brought forth. So Tua Henu, And yes, if anyone wants to have any words to close out, we'll go ahead and close out and let everyone take in this class again, rewatch it, take more notes. And yeah, this was wonderful. It was Nefer. So Caleb S., if you have any closing words, the floor is yours.
To our hooked up to the House of Aten, and to everyone in the chat, and to anyone who will be watching this in future time, to go support the House of Aten, support Tehuti's pod class, show reciprocity to him for the everlasting knowledge, eternal knowledge that will be here forever in our EBs, and show support to all of our House of 10 members, and so we can create something beautiful here today. And I mean, it's incomprehensible to me what this can turn into.
Disappeared as soon as he said what this is going to turn into. Says device not connected. Caleb, I see you in the back. Says device not connected. We'll give you another moment to see if it connects. Yes, Anu says, if anyone would like a part 2, I will make one. Hotep. Yes, let the brother know in the comment section. Everyone who's watching on the playback, just put part 2 in the comment section, and let him know if you all want more information, which I know you all do, because this was great. Hefe says, still patiently waiting to see what the website has in store. Yes, it's amongst us. It's very close. Just imagine, you ever been in a Target and you hit a left and you see a whole section of something, and then you walk a few more steps and you hit a right and it's something else completely different? Just imagine that. Amun Min Rasut Atum says, I will support tomorrow, just in between. All right. Jay Kirkland, Tua for this Nefer platform. Maat is Nefer, Meri, and our Pa'ut. Tua for our Pa'ut. Hinu to the Pa'ut, all the great ancestors who walked in the walks that they did, so we can be here to do what we're doing. Yes, Hinu to the Pa'ut. All right. Great brother Menkhu, Ara, Meri, Maat. Would you like to give some closing words?
Yes, to again, to Anu, Hinu to you, great brother, for your powerful work ethic and your willingness and your courage to present to the people. I am feeling very encouraged that so many of our members, Karu, showed up and supported the House of Aten. So Hinu to you all, Hinu to the chats. This is really good. This is really good for me. I like the direction things are going, and looking forward to what comes next. And so I will close with what I usually close with, my adoration to Tehuti. And it goes, come to me, Tehuti, O noble ibis. Come to me and give me counsel to make me skillful in your calling. He who masters it is found fit to hold office. Fate and fortune are to be found with you. Hotep Hinu.
Hotep Hinu. Caleb S., did you have any more that you wanted to say right before you cut out?
Yes, I did. I actually finished what I was saying, even though I saw that my screen went blank. So I'll continue. The last thing I said was it was incomprehensible for me to know what this will turn into, the House of Aten, and the plans Tehuti has in store for us. And also to do as your Ka and Ba and Eve pleases, so your Ka can shine through your physical body, and to show support for Ani's SoundCloud and his SCRIIIBE Sessions album, because that pleases my Eve every single day. If I'm ever feeling down, or it's like I need a reminder to see what it's like to follow Maat, I just listen to Ani's album, and I can't even speak it into words. It's just, you gotta feel it. Go listen to it. And also, it's from an idea from Menkhu is that I have an adoration to Tehuti as well that I would like to say. Just gotta find it within my book here. It was the adoration I got from a class, from the Meta United classes, to also support that. If you want to learn some powerful heka, this is what I have for the Tehuti. It says, "O Tehuti, take me to Anu, to thy city where it is pleasant to live. Thou suppliest what I need for bread and water, and thou keepest watch over my mouth when I speak. Would that I had Tehuti behind me tomorrow. Come to me when I enter before the Nebu sustainers of Maat. And so shall I come forth justified. Thou great Don palm, 60 cubits high, whereon are fruits. Stones are the fruits, and water is in the stones. Thou who bringest water to distant place, come deliver me the silent man. Tehuti, thou sweet well for one who thirsts in the desert. It is sealed off to one who finds words, but open to him who keeps silence." Hotep.
Hotep. Wonderful, wonderful closing. Okay, well, let's go to ANTU. ANTU, you have any closing words?
To everyone who listened in this class, and I'm very thankful because, as I said earlier, it's changing our DNA to become who we're supposed to become, and listening to this information is very, very healing and inspiring. So Tua Anu for bringing this forth, and Tua to the House of Aten for having this platform with all this beautiful information within it. It's very, very important, and I'm very thankful. So Tua to everybody. Hotep and Meri.
Wonderful, very nefer. All right, great brother Anu, close us out.
Hanu, Sabatudi, I'm with Hotep Ra. Hanu to everybody on the panel. Hanu to those who are not on the panel. Hanu to the chat, to the supporters. Hanu to the Anunnaki and the Neteru. I am appreciative to have been able to shed forth this light, we'll play on words, into this world and into this organization, and continue to shed and bring forth what is in my Ebe because of the inspiration of all of you and the Sabatudi and the Neter and the Anunnaku. And something that I will say to the people listening now and the people in the future, especially the children, is think about characters, historical characters, not principles, like Marduk and Heru, Geb, Nisku, all these various different ancestors. Think about them and embody their energy, because it's what we need to break the matrix we are in and to fight our enemy. If we all embodied the energy of Marduk or Heru, the Tammuz might just give up. I don't know. Like, they might be scared, you know what I'm saying? It might be done. So just try to embody that within yourself and
You will continue to advance towards that every day, and one day you will be completely unstoppable. We are on that momentum right now. This is what the House of Aten is for, to recreate our natural environment, our health regiment, to continue enduring no matter what is thrown at us, and stand on Maat and be firm like men, destroy all of the Isfet around us. I was inspired by Menkhu to say, well, Menkhu and Ani, because I'm saying Semeru Netter. So I'm going to say Semeru Netter at the end. And here I go. Neb Kut M Renf Puai N Tehuti Pence Ta, Lord of the horizon, in his name that of Tehuti, clever of the earth. E Tehuti, Sema Keru, Asar, Anu Kefta. Hail Tehuti, making Asar Anu to triumph over his enemies. Uncle Jaseneb.
Uncle Jaseneb. All right, we never words, great brother. Tua for your time, and Tua for putting this together and presenting it on the House of Aten, and being a wonderful representation of the Karu and what that means. Tuan Hinu to you. All right, and there was some last minute support that I do want to show before we close it out. And we have Primordial Thought 9, the great moderator, who sends in $10 for Tua Anu for standing on your square. Absolutely. Hinu to the great brother Primordial Thought 9. You have a very SCRIIIBE great brother, and Aku, and you're doing a wonderful job. So Tuan Hinu for supporting the great brother Anu and the House of Aten the way that you do. Tuan Hotep to you. And next and lastly, for right now, because we have wonderful people who I know will support throughout the week who come across this class. We have Nicholas Savinsden, who sends in 2772, the Nefer palindrome of Tehuti's number, for SCRIIBE's Netter album, Tua with Hand on the Left.
Yeah, we're here, and we're the best.
Tua, Nicholas Savinsden, for supporting the album, supporting the tones, appreciating the tones, and we appreciate you and the support that you provide as well. So Hotep and Tua to you. All right. Yes, wonderful class. This was Who is Marduk? Everyone should be able to give their own class on Marduk now. What is the meaning of his name? Brought to you by Anu. Yes, this was Nefer class. Tua everyone for your attention. Without your attention, this could never exist. Sakim M. Arit, Marduk Ka'a, Semu Hatu Natiru, Pert and Hetep. I obtain the power to do what pleases my Ka. May the hearts of the Natiru lead me. I come forth in peace. And we'll close out with the affirmation on the count of 3. Great brother Menkhu Ara, you want to read the affirmation, close us out?
Yes, Hinu, great brother.
Hinu.
Akia Maat, Un En Es, Nintet Aset En Maat, Min Hepapet En Maat, Her In Kukui, Per Ikut. I live for Maat. I exist within her. I do not speak in the place of Maat. Every day I advance towards Maat. My being is surrounded in darkness. I come forth as conscious light.
But I can only show you the door. You're the one that has to walk through it.
Yo, let's go.
My eyes, then I woke up back in my bed. I could see my room as clear as looking through a lens. See, I thought I was awake, so then I tried to move, but my body shocked me like I was plugged in a socket. I started panicking and scrambling within my mental. I thought I died and now my body, I'm forever locked in. I was screaming, help me, someone help me please. But there wasn't any sound making it through my teeth. I could see movement in motion, shadows gather around me. How could I close my eyes already closed? Eating alkaline at this time, fasting reads so shocking. I was stuck in a paralysis, it had me froze. It's time to shed. It's time to shed. I heard a voice in the back of my head. Rebirth, it's time to shed. It's time to shed. It's time to shed. I heard a voice in the back of my head. Rebirth, it's time to shed. I finally started waking up and coming back. I was in the opposite of states effect. That's relaxed, I grabbed my phone and started to do research. Knowledge of what happened, I was in a lack. Insidious, the movie came direct to mind. Every time I've seen this, it was connected to what's not divine. Demons crawling forcefully, holding the body down. Ain't no point in trying to scream, you will not make a sound. Deep within I knew I made that a reality. The all is mine, I saw it and so shall it be. I start replacing fear with knowing universe is mental. Talking to my subconscious to wake me up in dreams. Then one day my spirit guides came in so essential. Daylight's astral playing loud in my dream helped to set me free. I'm back in paralysis laying on my couch. But this time I was calm, ready to exit out. It's time to shed. It's time to shed. I heard a voice in the back of my head. Rebirth, it's time to shed. It's time to shed. It's time to shed. I heard a voice in the back of my head. Rebirth, it's time to shed. From what I read, I need to move my arms in front of me. See a rope and pull it, separate and then release. Now I'm out, I see my house is gleaming, I accept it. Looking in the mirror, staring at my car's reflection. I was so ecstatic, flying in every direction. This was months of subconscious reprogramming and redirection. Place my thoughts in my body, wake up, that's what I did. I was reborn from that day so I could start to live. It's time to shed. It's time to shed. I heard a voice in the back of my head. Rebirth, it's time to shed.